In a recent interview with Dmitry Kiselev for Russia One and RIA Novosti, Russian President Vladimir Putin issued a series of stark warnings regarding relations with the West, raising the specter of a nuclear standoff. Putin's warning underscores the deep-seated tensions between Russia and the West over the situation in Ukraine.
The United States announced that they were not going to send troops to Ukraine. We know what American troops are on the Russian territory. These are invaders. This is how we will treat it, even if they appear on the territory of Ukraine, and they understand this. I said that Biden is a representative of the traditional political school, and this is proved. But besides Biden, there are plenty of other specialists in the field of Russian-American relations and in the field of strategic deterrence. Therefore, I don't think that everything is rushing so head-on here. But we are ready for this.
The Russian leader's assertion of preparedness for nuclear conflict sends a chilling message to the international community. Despite the ominous rhetoric, Putin acknowledged that a rapid escalation to nuclear war is unlikely.
From a military technical point of view, we are prepared, of course. They, the troops, are constantly in a state of combat readiness. This is first. Second, this is also a generally accepted thing. Our nuclear triad is more modern than any other triad, and only we and the Americans have such a triad. We'd have made much more progress here. Ours is more modern, with all the nuclear components.
Putin's remarks reflect growing concerns about the modernization of nuclear arsenals by both Russia and the United States. Furthermore, Putin warned that if the US conducts nuclear tests, Russia could respond in kind, raising the stakes even higher in the realm of nuclear proliferation.
This does not mean that we should compete by the number of carriers and warheads, but we need to be aware of this, and those who need it. I repeat, experts, specialists, military, they know this well. They are now setting the task of increasing the modernity, novelty, and they have corresponding plans. We know this too. They are developing all their components, and so are we. But this does not mean that, in my opinion, they are ready to start the nuclear war tomorrow. If they want to, what shall we do? We are ready.
Putin emphasized Russia's readiness to defend itself against any perceived threats, asserting that the West has realized the futility of attempting to defeat Russia militarily.
Why do we need to use weapons of mass destruction? There has never been such a need. Journalist, so this thought never occurred to you? No? What for? Well, weapons exist to be used. We have our own principles. What do they mean? That we are ready to use weapons, including any weapons, including those you mentioned, if we are talking about the existence of the Russian state, about damaging our sovereignty and independence.
The Russian leader's remarks underscore the importance of maintaining a strong deterrent against potential aggression. Despite the confrontational tone, Putin expressed a desire for a fair treaty with the West, emphasizing the need for guarantees that would safeguard Russia's interests.
We were promised a lot of things, so promises alone are not enough here. To negotiate now just because they are running out of ammunition is somehow ridiculous for us. However, we are ready for a serious conversation, and we want to resolve all conflicts, especially this conflict, through peaceful means. But we must clearly understand for ourselves that it shouldn't be a break for the enemy to rearm, but a serious talk involving the guarantees of security for the Russian Federation.
He reiterated that Russia was not involved in the US elections and will continue to work with any president. Regarding Africa, Putin dismissed accusations of meddling, stating that African leaders themselves sought to engage with Russia. Finally, Putin questioned the logic of Finland and Sweden joining NATO, suggesting that their desire for protection under an alliance umbrella may be misplaced. As tensions between Russia and the West continue to simmer, Putin's warnings serve as a stark reminder of the fragility of global stability in an era of geopolitical uncertainty.